Hi, I'm Anne-Marie here from the Border People Project, and we thought it might be helpful to jump online today to quickly share some information on universal credit and cross-border entitlement. So what is it? Universal credit is a UK payment for people over the age of 18 but under the state pension age who are on a low income or out of work altogether. It includes support for housing, children, childcare, financial supports for people with disabilities, carers and people too ill to go to work. It is means tested, so income north and south will be considered. These are the benefits that's being replaced by universal credit, each one slowly being phased out, and people claiming them will have received or they will receive migration notice letters about their move on to universal credit. Now, provided their circumstances have stayed exactly the same, their level of payment will be protected, so they won't have reduced entitlement. Department for Communities recommends that people should wait for their letter and not to take action before they receive it. And then we would highly recommend, whenever you get that letter, to reach out to your community advice organisation for guidance on the steps that you need to take to protect your entitlement. So universal credit was first introduced in 2017, but right up until March 2022, frontier workers living south, working north could continue instead to open a tax credit claim. So we know there's many cross-border life cases and we're unsure how they're actually going to be migrated over to universal credit. We'll keep you posted on that. Now, since March 2022, the applications for universal credit can be considered for these workers living south, working north, but they'll experience a few wee quirks when preparing their claim. They include that non-UK postcodes can't be used for the online system, but it's okay to use the postcode of their closest jobs and benefits office in Northern Ireland. They're going to need proof of employment or self-employment in Northern Ireland. That will be required. Cross-border income earned by a partner on the other side of the border will also be considered with the claim. Universal credit support for eligible childcare costs can be claimed for registered childcare providers based on the southern side of the border, which is brilliant, and universal credit unfortunately can only be paid into a UK bank account. So there's a few wee quirks there for our cross-border workers. So that's the workers who are living south and working north. Now, there's lots of more detailed information on our website. You can see just a little screenshot there of some information that we direct people to. You'll find links to NI Direct that specifically mentions frontier and cross-border workers. There's also quite detailed advice for advisors from the Department for Communities and also from revenuebenefits.org.uk. So there's quite detailed information in there. So if you check our website, borderpeople.info, you can find those links. Now, the website also has a case study that was compiled by my colleague Aisling in Uri and Mourne Community Advice, and this example features a family who are resident in Northern Ireland. It's a single parent family and mum is a cross-border worker, so I'm going to let Aisling take you through this case.
We have a single parent living in the north and working in the south. She has 2 dependent children and is a part-time cross-border worker. Due to this cross-border employment, she is in receipt of Irish family benefits, and the client is struggling with the cost of living and wants to check whether an application for universal credit would be successful. This hinges on whether the family benefits she is paid from ROI are counted as income for universal credit purposes. It's considered by the Department for Communities that these family benefits are disregarded as income under the Universal Credit Regulations 2016. Therefore, she will pass the income test. The UC application is likely to result in financial help towards her housing costs and the general cost of living for her family. With universal credit, there is scope to get help with registered childcare costs and passport entitlements to things like free school meals and uniform grants. However, it should be noted that any universal credit is likely to be regarded as income for ROI social welfare payments. So one parent family payment and working family payment could be reduced to reflect the increased income. In these scenarios, the Department of Social Protection in the South is likely to request proof that a claim for universal credit has been submitted. In situations like this, it's very important to seek advice from your local community advice organisation, as it's a complex and evolving area.
So that's all we have time for today. I hope you found that really quick introduction useful. Aside from universal credit, you'll have noticed Ashleen's case study mentioned a cross-border claim for family benefits. So we'll be back very soon with a short 5-minute video on that particular topic, and on other topics too. We're open to suggestions, so you're very welcome to leave us a comment of the things that you'd like us to cover. All the best.